I believe that Global Leader is kind of like a big supporter who can communicate with their peers.
Global Leader is linking the one professional to the another professional.
Global leaders also require having open-mindedness and being aware.
Rikkyo University's Global Liberal Arts program is designed to raise future global leaders of the 21st century. As borders between various countries and regions become more blurred, and in order to solve various issues in a complex modern society, we aim to raise students who have the free spirit not to be bound to single narrow knowledge, and students who have a good communication skill who can interact with various people from diverse backgrounds. We believe in the power of liberal arts education in achieving above goals. Through various experiences in this GLAP, students will consider the features of the liberal arts education and the characteristics of global leaders, and they would reflect their experience in this GLAP in achieving those points. Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So how are you feeling? Okay, fine. Okay, so today I'd like you to discuss this grand topic. So why is liberal arts education important to become a global leader? So hope you are well prepared for the answers. So then I would just give it to the students so that you can share 3 detailed questions to answer the grand topic for today. Okay, so hope that you enjoy the discussion.
So I would like to be the chair for this question. What are the features of liberal arts education? And firstly, I would like to ask Uhyuk-san about the question.
Thank you for asking me first. I think the feature of liberal art is educating the person in deep analysis within various fields. So for example, like since we are living in an era of massive information, it is kind of important to be careful with the filter bubble and also the fake information. And in order to avoid those issues, the person, the acceptance, have a knowledge to distinguish the uncertain knowledge and also the radical perspective. So I think liberal arts can make us to become the person who can distinguish those radical information.
I certainly agree how liberal arts education is really important in today's society. And thank you. And I would like to next ask Shaira about the question and the features of liberal arts education.
Thank you. I think that a lot of people may perceive and have this image of liberal arts studying different and various subjects, which is correct, but I think there's more to that. And it's about connecting all of these different topics and subjects all together. So from my experience in studying in the GLAP, we have this class called Globalism and Humanities. And at that class, we learn about these various social issues that's happening right now. And then in our international business class, which is a totally different class, we come back at the same topic that we studied in globalism and humanities, but we learn how to tackle these social issues and get into the topic more deeper. So I think that's one of the important traits that liberal arts education has.
I feel the same way too. I've actually taken those classes that you mentioned when I was in the sophomore grade, and I also realized that they're connected. And I would like to share my opinion towards the question of the features of liberal arts education. And personally, liberal arts education allows individuals to take intellectual risks and to think outside of the box, and to comprehend how humanities, arts, and sciences can inform, enhance, and influence one another. And through learning in diverse environment and learning different subjects, liberal arts education develops and emphasizes creative thinkers, open-mindedness, and also acceptance or acceptability of others. And I feel that is very important in today's society.
Okay, I'd like to move on to the next question, and I would like to ask Takuma first. So, what characteristics should a global leader have?
Okay, thank you for asking the question. In my words, I would define global leader as a person who can influence people to a global community to work together as a team to achieve a goal. And personally speaking, I believe that global leader is kind of like a big supporter who can communicate with their peers to spark motivation, manage its members, and also build trustful relationships. And moreover, global leaders have wide perspective in which they can always think ahead and move forward and have a flexible mind to be open to challenges and adapt to new changes. And I feel that is especially important in the world's economic future, since the world is getting more globalized, meaning that people are connected than ever before. And also, it is not limited to any special kinds of people. So therefore, I believe that anyone can become a global leader.
I definitely agree that global leaders are more in demand right now, especially because of globalization and things like that. And in addition to what you said, yes, I think that global leaders are someone that can bring a big community to all together. Thank you for your answer. How about you, Woo Hyuk?
Thank you for asking me. I think one of the feature and one of the mandatory characteristic of global leader is linking the one professional to the another professional. So for example, in COVID-19, many experts provide their own perspective about the response to the COVID-19. So medical experts provide medical perspective, and economical experts provide economical perspective. And the role of the global leader is to balance those perspectives and make the best solution as much as they can. And in order to do that, they have to know a lot and study various fields so that they can come up with the great solution for the citizen. So I think that's one of the rule of and characteristic of global leader.
Thank you. I think that I really agree, and you really brought up a good example of COVID-19, and that for being a global leader, it requires people to have professional and enough knowledge in order to tackle such issues. Thank you. And I'd like to add my own opinion. Connecting what Woo Hyuk and Takuma said, I learned this in our citizenship class, and global leaders also require having open-mindedness and being aware to the problems that we are facing in the world.
So now I'd like to talk about my question. So my question is, how can you learn to be a global leader in experiencing liberal arts education in GLAP? And please share how you were able to develop through your experience in GLAP. So first, I would like to ask this question to Shaya.
Okay, thank you. During my time in the GLAP course, I took almost every classes that were in a very small classroom setting, which means that I get to learn about different things with a small number of people, and that allows us to be able to express our opinions more freely and also create a very comfortable environment to interact with one another. And it really helps with embracing diversity and having different perspectives as well. And another thing is that I get to take these classes with a very diverse people because they come from different backgrounds. Therefore, I get to learn about different things in different perspectives. And I'd also like to add how we were given a massive amount of work, but it's kind of beneficial for us because it gives us a rich commitment and responsibility towards the task that we need to do. And that kind of skill is required when you go out to society. it also advances us in developing our skills. So it is really helpful for me that we were given such various tasks that we have to do in school and outside of school. And one of the memorable classes that I took last year was tutorial. It's a class specifically for skill development, and every week we have to write essays and do presentations. And it was very helpful for me because I get to practice a lot of times, which really helps me develop my own skills. And lastly, I haven't gone study abroad yet, but the GLAP course requires us to do mandatory study abroad, and that guarantees us to go out into the world and have these experiences to further develop and make our mindsets wider, and it is really helpful for me.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your comment. I really agree with what you said. So even in the same nationality, each of us have a different study background, and that brought lots of various topics and also various arguments. And I think that's also one of our feature that you mentioned about our GLAP. From now on, I would like to ask this question to the Takuma. Could you please share your answer?
I would like to share my opinions towards your question. And so I took a course in Rikyo University called the Global Leadership Program, which is a program that allows all students to study leadership education, which is one of the key programs of Rikyo University's education. And many courses in GLAP or GL courses enables us students to become aware of our own characteristics, such as our strength and also our weaknesses, and through working and interacting with our peers. And moreover, we can come to demonstrate leadership and develop the ability to think and act on our own to achieve a goal, such as creating good business proposal and producing good results. And while working with students from various departments and grades, I eventually came to notice my own leadership skills, which is I can perform as a mediator by being perceptive to mixed and different ideas, and actively listening to my peers, and also assisting them not to end up with a conflict. And furthermore, I acquired the ability to make my own contributions to the team, even with projects with difficult tasks. And that's my answer to your question.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your comment. I still remember the moment I got a free coupon from the McDonald's when we had a GL classes. And that was really great. I had those discount coupon, but still, it was kind of useful experience that I had a chance to have a cooperation with the McDonald's, which is one of the biggest company in the world. And I think that still have in my mind that some of the global leadership skill that I learned that classes. And now I'd like to talk about my own answer to my question. So since I'm a fourth year student in GLAP, I'm majoring in international business. And in our international business classes, we talk about lots of theories and also some of the case study that happen in our actual business market. But at the same time, I have a classes on citizenship and humanities. And those classes, one of the classes called Mark Twain, one of the famous writer in United States in 20th century, and it talk about some of the tradition of United States. And I think that can be applied to one of my business skill as well, because if I need to do the business in the United States, maybe I should have a knowledge to the United States and also the people in that country so that I can communicate more and I can have more shared knowledge with them. And I think that's one of the experience that I learned in GLAP.
Okay, thank you very much for Woo-hyuk and Takuma and Shaira to provide a very inspiring answers based on your lived experience in this GLAP. So I could clearly see from what you've commented that there's no single answer to our question. So why is liberal arts education important to become the global leader? So please keep asking the same question to yourself when you are in this GLAP, or if you are in the study abroad, or even after graduation. So hope that what you've learned here and what you will learn from now on would also be beneficial to you even after graduation. As you can see from the group discussion of the 3 students, so this GLAP will welcome students who can actively participate in group discussions and activities to freely exchange the comments and opinions to further the understanding of liberal arts education and global leadership.